Hi, I'm Rob. I have brick and mouse syndrome, and shock horror, I'm filming it early again, so I'm going to miss out on the download news. That'll have to come later in the week. I've got a gig in London on Wednesday night, so I've got to be travelling Tuesday, blah 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 blah. So what we're going to go over today is 4 festivals have announced lineups, and 2 have announced some news about them. We're looking at Nova Rock, Bearded Theory, Rock am Ring, Isle of Wight, Latitude has announced a headliner, and Emily Ebus has spoken about the latest leaks about Glastonbury. So let's get right into it. Starting off, Bearded Theory have announced a huge chunk of their lineup for next year, and it's really good. Let's look at those names now and not drag it out. Near the bottom of the lineup, we have acts such as Jess Silk, Sponge, System 7, The Orb, Ronnie Size, Green Lung, Jim Bob, Pip Blom. I'm not just making up words, I swear. Slightly further up the lineup, we have Punk Rock Factory, Ferocious Dog, Shitty Wargasm, New Model Army, Bob Villain, and the bigger names on this bill, we have Dinosaur Jr., Orbital, Sleaford Mods, Future Islands, Owl and the Sniffers, and Jane's Addiction. That is a pretty damn good lineup. Looking at that, we're sort of viewing ahead to see what we can gather for downloads, because that's going to be announced by the time this video is out. So any speculation I do now is completely and utterly pointless. But some of these bands I would expect to see on that lineup. Sadly, I think Wargasm are going to be back at download. Jane's Addiction have a chance, Amel and the Sniffers have a very good chance, and Dinosaur Jr. are a strong possibility for Download Festival. That's pretty cool. The lineup itself is really good, and it's held at the same place the Bloodstock's held at. If you like what you see on this poster, buy some tickets. They're really quite cheap for it as well, so well worth going to. One year I'm probably going to end up going to it. It does seem like a pretty dope lineup. Now, onto the Isle of Wight Festival. Looking at the lower part of what they've announced, there's some pretty good names on there as well. The Bootleg Beatles, The Caves, Darkness, Blossoms, Keener Alright, McFly, Picture This, Beverly Knight, pretty dope pull for them. And then the headliners themselves, they're really fucking interesting. The Prodigy are headlining the first night, Pet Shop Boys the second, and Green Day are bringing up the Sunday headline. That is crazy. I can't believe that they've got the lineup like that. They're not doing their usual Isle of Wight Festival thing and pulling predominantly older names in. I suppose, seeing as it's the first announcement, they'd like to go and grab a slightly younger crowd than they normally get, so this is very positive for them. I do personally think this will probably have ruled Green Day out of a download announcement, but I could very well be wrong, and if I was, take the piss out of me down in the comments. Not only that, because there's some other festivals that have come up, like Rock am Ring and Rock im Park, which we're going to go have a look at right now. This one ties very heavily into what we can expect from the download announcement, but again, that's out before you see this. So hey, lower down on the announcement for their lineup, we have bands such as Wargasm again, Skindred, Scene Queen, which I'm very much going to chuck in as they've probably been announced for download. If they haven't been announced in the first wave, second or third definitely. Royal Blood have been a strong contender for it. Pennywise I'll be very happy to see. Mudvayne, Enter Shikari, Cemetery Sun, Under Oath, LS Dunes, Pendulum, Jasmine Bean, While She Sleeps, Thy Art Is Murder, Of Mice and Men, Hanabi, who I very recently got into and really enjoyed seeing them there, Fear Factory, who have confirmed they are going to be there, Blackout Problems and Betray You. So their lower card is looking incredibly good already. Moving further up, we have bands like Corey Taylor Machine Head, Electric Callboy, Baby Metal, who I really think are going to be there, Billy Talent, Broilers, Dropkick Murphys, Beartooth, Queens of the Stone Age, Main Skin, Avenged Sevenfold, Green Day again, Parkway Drive. These are some very strong contenders for who could be headliners at download. Queen's being mentioned here and having been part of the last leak that came out. I do think there's a possibility they're going to be there, but I don't think they're going to be the headliners. Not with some of the talent you have around at the time. I do really believe that Baby Metal, Electric Callboy, Machine Head, Corey, who said he wanted to come back last year, are really going to be there. Avenged Sevenfold have been a constant part of the leaks that have come out. If they've not been announced by now, I think there's something up with that one. Shifting over now to the Nova Rock announcement, they have again dropped a whole bunch of stuff for their festival. If this isn't sold out by the time this video goes up, there's probably something wrong. On the Saturday, we have Body Count featuring Ice-T, which are at other festivals this year, which I forgot to mention on the lineup for there. Sum 41, which I am convinced by this point they're going to be on the download lineup. Avril Lavigne, interesting how those two bands are going to coexist. Alice Cooper, Main Skin. Friday we have Wargasm, Pendulum, Machine Head, Avenged Sevenfold, Parkway Drive. Again, these are very strong contenders for who could be a download. I keep saying it, the announcement has already happened, but well after I filmed this, so I don't know. Thursday, we have Jane's Addiction, going to be a Bearded Theory, Corey Taylor, very strongly rumoured, Billy Talent, again, they've got that giant gap they've left, so they could very well be there, and Green Day. Oh, Dogstar's going to be there, I didn't see that one. Hanabi again and Hot Milk Glory Hammer going to be there. So, a lot of these bands are very strong contenders for the download lineup. I don't know why I keep saying this, because I have to film all this shit early, and tomorrow we're going to find out. You're going to have found out yesterday. Why did all of the gigs I have to book happen midweek? Why are all the announcements midweek? This is so fucking annoying. Why couldn't it have been last year where it was a Friday, 9 PM on Radio 1? It was easy, it didn't cause me any problems. I wasn't filming these videos last year, so fuck. In all, looking at these festival lineups for Isle of Wight, Bearded Theory, Nova Rock and Rock am Ring, there are some big names that are going to be over at around that time. This whole video is going to be a complete waste of time because you're going to know who they are well before this goes up. I might try and rush this video. We'll see if you're watching this on a Tuesday. Now, in the smaller news, Latitude Festival have announced the one headliner they've got so far booked in, and that is Duran Duran. It's an interesting pick for them, but they have been leaning more to the older crowd in recent years. I suppose that would work for them, especially with the people that do live locally here. I'm near the site. It would really drag that weirder older crowd they've been going for in recent years, but I think going out getting a little bit silly on Prosecco is festival antics. Knowing what that festival was like for the first 3 years, at least it strayed away from MDMA and Coke. I suppose that's something good for them. And finally, I suppose, looking at what Emily Egas has said about the leak for Glastonbury Festival, she said that it's simply not true. The headliners that were leaked for Glastonbury were Madonna, Dua Lipa and Coldplay. She is saying that is simply not the case. That genuinely sounds like a half-decent Glastonbury lineup, because it has nothing I'm interested in, so I can't really shit on that one too much. It's not a festival I give a fuck about. So, that's the news for this week. I ran my way through that and spoke as quickly as I possibly could. I've got to get this up. I've got to get on a train in the morning. Hope you have a lovely week. I hope the download announcement is what you liked. Hopefully I can have a little video put up when I'm down at my mum's and I can sort of do that one for you, but I'm not expecting much. If that video's up, sweet, awesome. If it's not, you'll hear about it probably on the weekend. So let me know in the comments what you think of these lineups, and I'll have another video out, or just a community post talking about the download lineup. Hope you have a lovely week, hope you have a lovely weekend. See you around. Bye!